The president's tariffs are expected to have a major impact on the price American shoppers pay for everything from groceries to auto parts. Brian Chung explains why.
Companies across the country bracing for tariffs, with a warning that it's the consumer that's going to pay the price.
It's everything that is at risk of becoming more expensive.
From Mexico, importers will now have to pay 25% more for items like fruits, vegetables, beer, liquor, and electronics. From Canada, 25% more for potatoes, grains, lumber, and steel. And from both, a big increase on pharmaceuticals and on auto parts. At S&S Automotive in Secaucus, New Jersey, more expensive imported parts means even pricier routine fixes.
Oil changes mainly. That'll be the first noticeable one. An average oil change on most vehicles now anywhere between $50 to $80. It's probably going to end up over $100.
And that means that you've got to raise the cost just to make sure that you can keep the lights on.
Right. And I don't like to do that because I've been in this town, like I said, 38 years. So most of my customers I know.
Experts believe it won't just be auto stores passing on the prices, but supermarkets as well.
So we could see upward pressure for meat prices, upward pressure for dairy prices. Those are the types of categories that directly hit consumers' wallets.
Tariffs are paid for by the importing country, meaning S&S Automotive suppliers would bear the costs. President Trump's tariff announcement targets America's top 3 trade partners, who accounted for 42% of all goods imported into the U.S. The president suggesting further tariffs are on the way, meaning those price increases may just be beginning.
It's just another headache because now I have to explain to somebody else why we're raising them even more.
Brian joins us now. Brian, some major industries already warning prices are going to go up.
Yeah, Jose. Well, the Home Builders Association is warning that higher lumber costs will likely lead to higher home prices.
There is a way to fix it. Actually make it affordable for people to have a place to stay at. I mean, what's so hard about that? I mean, if the government has to put some type of incentive in place or put some type of project together, do that, you know? We got to set something else in place, too, for some type of wage policy for people to get paid more money, right? People working full-time jobs shouldn't have to choose between food and where they're going to lay their head at. A living wage isn't a luxury. That's not what it is. It should be a human basic right. So, sorry about my camera quality right now. I think I messed something up in my settings with this new camera that I got, but it's all good. Hopefully YouTube allowed what I played in the beginning, and if they did, cool. Here's the bigger picture. What I was trying to tell y'all in the past couple videos is like, it doesn't help when you keep raising stuff, okay, right? So tariffs, right? Tariffs are going to mess things up even more because, okay, so let me explain what it is. Tariffs are basically taxes that the government puts on goods coming from other countries, right? More or less. And how can I explain it? Because I don't. So the theory and the idea is to make foreign goods more expensive so that people will buy the local stuff, right? Sounds good in theory. It does. But in reality, it's just making everything worse. You make that more expensive, right? But the local stuff is still expensive too. But you make the other goods more expensive. There are companies out here that buy from other countries, right? And here's where it's going to get deep, right? Companies now have to pay more to import materials and products and stuff like that. They're not just eating those costs. Y'all understand? Now they're passing them down to consumers. This is going to happen, right? Like me and you, consumers. And that's why you're seeing prices skyrocket, more or less, right? At the grocery store, at the gas pump, and everywhere else that you can name. This is not making things better. It's going to make it worse. Again, how do you make it better? you get wages to keep up with whatever you're trying to do. But the problem is you're not upgrading any wages. So you have to people have to understand that in order to keep up with all that, you just gonna have to invest in yourself with some skill that's gonna make you some money, which I know it sucks, but this is the reality. You got to get in where you fit in. You either go invest in yourself to make more money or steady fight this constant battle of never getting ahead. That's what it is, right? And the sad part is it doesn't even stop there. Tariffs don't just hurt at the checkout line for me and you, right? It also is choking businesses. Like even when you want to start your own business, peep this, right? When it costs more to run a business, companies start cutting corners, right? Which is why companies have cut back on so much. You got to even think about the pandemic, right? And this is why I said what I said before too. We had a pandemic, right? A lot of people weren't, well, not people, but companies weren't prepared as they should have been for a pandemic like that. Which is why it makes me think that's why certain companies, most companies have been cutting back on hours. They start freezing hiring. There's that hiring freeze I be trying to tell you, right? And it usually happens around August. You know what I'm saying? And it go all the way up until March. This stuff happens, right? Like March, you'll start to see, even like February, they'll start to hire, right? But then they lay off people during around that time. Because at the end of the day, they care more about their bottom line than providing jobs. That's just what it is. It's about making profit and using you to get there. They doing what they got to do, right? It's really a vicious cycle when you sit back and think about it. Tariffs make things expensive, companies cut jobs, and then people like you or me are kind of left struggling unless you do like I said and you invest in yourself and you invest into you. Unless you do that, right? But most times it's going to be somebody struggling to make ends meet and an economy that's squeezing from every direction, no matter what it is, gas, rent, bills, the whole nine, right? It's a loose cannon. For real, it's a lose-lose situation is what I'm saying. And the ones paying the price are the ones that can least afford it. So raising the price on everything without having no better income coming in, what does that do? What does that do? Now, I'm not just talking about, you know, news articles that I see or all the stuff that I'm seeing right now. I'm legit living in it. So again, what can you do? Like I've been saying, I don't think anybody should only depend solely on one job. Nope, I don't think it is. And I know that finding another income or finding something else that's gonna make you some money coming in is easier said than done. I understand that fully. But the reality is that multiple streams of income now isn't about trying to have a luxury type of lifestyle or nothing like that. I know that's what people think. That's not even what it's about. And maybe it was at one point in time for you to have, 3 to 4 incomes and then you could do what you do and do your thing. It's not even about that no more. Now it's to a point where people got to have something else coming in or have multiple streams of income coming in just so that they can be afloat. Like it's starting to become a necessity that you have more, because if you do, when you have more, you're able to stay afloat and keep up with what's going on right now. Because when you don't, you going to continue to be in that cycle of just getting there, or just getting ahead, or just about. I don't want to be just about or just getting. I want to be okay or be cool. You know what I'm saying? That's what the reality is coming to. So you got to find ways to make some type of extra income. And more importantly, we got to invest. We got to invest. Invest. Whether that's investing in you having something long term like a Roth IRA, you investing in index funds, whether you invest in stocks, crypto, invest in yourself, new skills, start a business you thinking about doing, create content, whatever it takes, take control of your future. Take control of your life. The job market might be trash, but that doesn't mean you have to stay stuck in it. Do you hear me? All right. I'm out here doing the same thing. Like, I'm trying to build my own thing, building my YouTube. I built my LLC, right? I use my LLC for my YouTube. Like, working on other stuff that's gonna potentially make you some money. That's the goal, y'all. That right there is what it is. You got to continue looking for new ways, because the system don't care about you.